Hello everyone, welcome to LearnWise Academy. Today we'll be focusing on function values and composition of functions. Function values and composition of functions. So first of all, let's look at function values. So in function values, we want to denote that functions can be evaluated for a given independent variable. That means you can get a function and evaluate that particular function in a given independent value. So that's what we want to work with in functions. So we want to see whether functions can be evaluated in a given independent value. So example we have here says given f such that, remember we say column means such that. So given f such that real number maps into real number is defined by f of x equal to minus x squared plus 6x minus 11. We are asked to find f of 2. We are asked to find f of minus 10. We are asked to find f of t minus 3. And we are asked to find f of 4x minus 1. All right. Now, working with what number 1 is saying, or number A rather, is saying is that given that f of x is equal to this our equation, we are asked to find f of 2. So how do we work with this kind of equation? This means that, okay, this is the independent value we're talking about. That means when x is 2, what does it mean? It means that f of 2 will be anywhere you see x in f of x, you should impute 2. So the first move to take is to write your solution, of course. And the second move to take is to write f of x in terms of 2. So this will be f of 2. Instead of writing f of x, write f of 2 equal to, that means anywhere you see x, put 2. So minus bracket 2 squared. Did you see the difference? So the minus is outside because the minus is not with the x. So the minus is on its own and this is x squared. So just put the value of x and square it and the minus still remains outside. And the second move to take is plus 6 brackets. There's x here, so we also include 2. Then we have everything to be minus 11. So f of 2 will be equal to minus 2 squared will give us 4 plus 2 times, bracket means multiplication. So whenever you see a number arranged in this form, you're asked to multiply them. So this means 6 times 2, that will give me positive 12 because there's positive outside. Then we have minus 11. So my answer implies I'm going to have that f of 2 will be equal to minus 4. Of course, this is plus 12 minus 11. That means 12 minus 11. That will give me what? That will give me a positive 1. So I'll have plus 1. So if we say minus 4 plus 1, that will give me that f of 2 will be equal to minus 4 plus 1. Minus means you are owing. So minus means I'm owing somebody 4 naira. Then plus 1 means I've repaid back 1 naira. How much am I still owing the person? I'm owing the person 3 naira. So whenever you are still owing, you use your minus sign. That is minus 3. So it means that this particular function can be evaluated in an independent value of what? Of 2. That means when x is equal to 2, what happens to this function? The function will be equal to minus 3. So for B, or for number B, we have that given f of x equal to minus x squared plus 6x minus 11. That's the same function that we should find minus 10, f of minus 10. So remember our first move is to write solution, and the second move to take is to replace x with minus 10. We're going to have f of minus 10 equal to, remember the minus is on its own, so we have minus bracket minus 10 all squared plus 6 bracket minus 10 then minus 11. So what are we going to have? F of minus 10 will be equal to, we have minus bracket minus 10 all squared. That will give us a positive 100. Whenever you square something, or whenever you have something raised to power anything, check the power. If the power is even, it means what will come out of that bracket will be what? Positive. But if the power is odd, it means what will come out of the bracket is what? Negative. Now if you watch, minus 10 square. So since it's even, 2 is even, it means that what will come out of this particular bracket will be what? Positive. So minus 10 square, you just check 10 square will give me 100. But because this thing is squared, it's even. So minus 10 square will give me a positive 100 instead of negative 100. So this is plus, or rather minus, because if you say 6 times minus 10, that will give you minus 60. Then you have minus 11. So this is what we'll have. So the next move to take now is to just open bracket here and then you subtract through. So this will be equal to minus times 100 will give me what? Minus 100 minus 60 then minus 11. So it means that f of minus 10 will be equal to minus 100 minus 60, means you were owing somebody 100 naira and you borrowed another 60 naira from the person. How much are you now owing the person? You are owing the person minus 160. That means you're owing the person 160 naira. And whenever you're still having minus, it means you are still owing the person. So this implies that we have minus 160 minus 11. So if you say minus 160 minus 11, it means after borrowing 16 naira, you came back again and borrowed another 11 naira from the person. So how much are you now owing the person? This will be f of minus 10 will be equal to, you are owing somebody 160 and you came and borrowed another 11 naira. How much are you now owing the person? You are owing the person 171 naira. So it means since I'm still owing, it means I'll have 100 and minus 171 naira. So what does it suggest? It means that if I evaluate this particular function at minus 10, it means that the function will be equal to minus 171. So this is it for option B. Then let's take a look at option C. What's option C? Option C says given that f of x is equal to minus x squared plus 6x minus 11, find f of t minus 3. So how are we going to work with this? Remember, the first move is to write your solution. And what's the second move? The second move is to replace. Remember I said first thing to do, we're trying to evaluate this function at this particular value, which is t minus 3. Means anywhere you see x in the function, impute what? T minus 3. So what am I going to have? Instead of saying f of x now, I will have f of t minus 3 equals, I'm seeing x here, so I will include t minus 3 there. So I'll have minus bracket t minus 3 all squared, because there's x there, plus 6 bracket, I'm seeing x here, I'll still impute what? T minus 3, then everything minus what? 11. So this is equal to, it means that f of what? F of t minus 3 is equal to, what am I going to have? You know, the first rule of mathematics is BODMAS, which means bracket first. So first of all, settle these brackets before we do any other thing. So what are we going to do? Settle this particular bracket, t minus 3 all squared. What does it mean? So let's just go down here and work it out. So t minus 3 all squared is equal to, this means that the bracket is into 2. It means I'll have t minus 3 and another t minus 3. So I can expand the bracket. If I expand, then what am I going to have? T times t, you know how we do expansion? T times t will give me what? T square. Then this same t times minus 3 will give me what? Minus 3t. Then it's now the turn of minus 3. So minus 3 times t will give me what? Minus 3t. And minus 3 times minus 3 will give me what? Plus 9. So what am I going to have? It means that bracket t minus 3 all squared is equal to what? T square minus 3 minus 3. You are owing somebody minus 3. You came and borrowed another minus 3. It means you are owing minus 9 and you impute your t because both of them are having t. So we have t squared minus 9t, then we have plus what? 9. So it means that this is equivalent to this. So anywhere we see this, we'll replace it with this one. So we'll go back to our question. What we'll have is minus bracket. This expansion is all these things. So we can repeat it here. T square minus 9t plus 9. Then plus. This means we should use this 6 to expand this bracket. 6 times t will give me what? 6t. And 6 times minus 3 will give me what? Minus 18. Then this is minus 11. So our equation is getting simpler. So this is equal to, I can use minus to expand this bracket. Minus times t square will give me what? Minus t square. Minus times minus 9t will give me plus 9t. Minus times plus 9 will give me minus 9. Then here I have what? Plus 60 minus 18 minus 11. So what's the next move to take? The next move to take is to now collect like terms. What do I mean by like terms? Like terms means you should just collect something that looks alike. You understand? So this t square, there's nothing that looks alike with t square here. So I just keep my t square. That's minus t square. Now if you have 9t and we have 60, they are looking alike because both of them have t in common. So I can add them together. So it becomes 9t, that's is positive, plus 9t plus 6t. That will give me what? 15t. So we have plus 15t. So the next one is that is minus 9 minus 18 minus 11. So what does it mean? It means minus 9, you were owing somebody minus 9, and minus, you came and borrowed another what? Minus 18, and you borrowed another minus 11. So it means we should just add all of them together and still pull back our minus, because at the end of the day, you are still owing, because minus means you are owing. So this is minus 9 minus 18 then minus 11. So let's add all of them together and then put back our minus. So what do we have? We have 18 plus 11 plus 9. That will give us what? 8 plus 1 is 9. 9 plus 9 is 18. So we write 8 carry 1. So we have 1 plus 1, that's 2, plus the 1 you carried is 3. So that is 38. So when we say minus 9 minus 18 minus 11, we have minus 38. So our answer becomes that f of t minus 3 is equal to what? Minus t square plus 15t minus 38. So this becomes the answer of this particular function. All right, remember what we did? We just imputed this here, imputed it here, because there's x here and there's x here. So we expanded this, which we did here, and we had this. So we expanded this one. 6 times t will give me 60. 6 times minus 3 is minus 18. And we still have back our minus 11. What's the next move I took here? I expanded the bracket with minus, and that gave me all these things. So expand the bracket with minus for these ones only. Then I now collected like terms. This is what I have. And this is the what? This is f of x when it's evaluated at t minus 3. So that's what we have. So the next one, which is the last thing we are going to be solving, is a composition of functions. So examples under composition of functions. What does it mean? Examples under composition of functions. We have examples given that g, h, f such that real number maps into real number given by f of x equal to x squared and g of x equal to x cubed and h of x equal to x plus 1. We are asked to solve a f of x, g of x. So how do we work with this kind of question? Remember, this question is under composition of functions. The previous one we have been solving is under function values. So now we are asked to get f of x and g of x. Remember, our f of x is x squared and our g of x is x cubed. So f of x is x squared and g of x is x cubed. So we are asked to find f of x, g of x. In mathematics, whenever two things are placed together, they mean multiplication. So this thing is just trying to say I should multiply the value of f of x and the value of g of x together. So what's the value of f of x? F of x is x squared, multiply it with the value of g of x, that is what? X cubed. Remember, according to indices, when you multiply something that has the same base, the power will add. So we just pick one x and then add the power. 2 plus 3. So if you don't understand how we did this in indices, this is multiplication law of indices. You can scroll back to one of my video in indices for math 101. You can scroll back there and then watch it and get the knowledge of indices. Then you can get back to this and then figure it out. So we used multiplication law of indices here, and this gave us this. And finally, we are going to have x raised to power 2 plus 3. That will give us what? 5. So this implies that what? F of x g of x is equal to x raised to power 5. So this becomes our answer. So for B, solution for B, what does B says? B says that given all this same thing, this same thing we have here, given that G, H, F, such that real number maps into real number, is given by f of x equal to x squared, g of x equal to x cubed, and h of x equal to x plus 1. We are asked to solve h. This O here means operation, or you can call it composite. So this means h operation g of x, h operation g of x, or somebody else can say h composite g of x, or we are asked to compose h of x and g of x. So any terminology you want to use is still acceptable. So what do we have? We have that h operation, this is what we are asked to do. We should find h operation g of x. So in order for us to carry out this problem, in order for us to solve this problem, what are we going to do? We need to be creative whenever we have this type of problem. So in order to carry out a creative work here, what are we going to do? We are first of all going to know the meaning of this. So what does this mean? This simply means h operation g of x means h of g of x. That's what it means. Now, what's the meaning of h of g of x? It means put g of x into h of x. That's what it means. Put g of x into what? H of x. So this implies that h of g of x will be equal to, so what's my h of x? Remember, my h of x is what? X plus 1. And what's my g of x? My g of x is what? X cubed. So we're asked to put g of x into h of x. That means anywhere you see x in h of x, put the value of g of x. And the value of g of x is x cubed. So anywhere you see x in h of x, put the value of g of x. So what is h of x? So h of x is x plus 1. If I put g of x anywhere I see x in h of x, I will have that h of g of x will be equal to x cubed plus 1. And this becomes the answer to this particular problem. And this is where we'll come to, okay, sorry. So since I've been able to solve from number A to number C, so you solve number D with the knowledge of number C. So resolve number D and leave your answer in the comment section. So thank you very much for watching. Kindly like, subscribe, and share to your friends. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much.